Please welcome Michelle Dennedy, Chief Privacy Officer of Cisco, for 5 things you can do to manage your privacy now.
Good morning and happy Data Privacy Day, everyone. What'd you get each other? It's a trick, it's a secret. So thank you, and I think I'm gonna quickly tell a story that has nothing to do with my talk at all, just because we were talking amongst ourselves. I'm gonna show the story again because it describes both our partnership with NCSA as well as why data privacy matters, why I'm still optimistic and hopeful, and then we'll get into the pragmatic 5 tips. So a few years back, with NCSA for Stay Safe Online for Data Privacy Day, we went down to South Central LA, and we're at a charter school. It was a converted warehouse that was like a storage locker kind of place that turned into a charter school. So they literally had the big doors, right, where the classrooms would go. And at the end of the talk, well, in the middle of the talk, we talked about a young lady who was one of the victims of the cyber extortion case, one of the first that was actually prosecuted here in California, where 40,000 California school children were extorted, at first taking topless photos and then all the way into online pornography based on someone claiming ransom and threatening these children with exposure of pictures that they initially had willingly shared. And we talked about this young woman who went 300 miles with someone she had met online who undoubtedly had nothing but harm intended for this young woman. And she called 300 miles from home to her parents and said, "Come and get me." And during the pitch, I said to her and the rest of the classroom in South Central LA, "We are the adults in this world and we love you. I don't care what's going on at home, but we love you. There's never a bad time to recover from a bad decision. Taking the photo, bad decision. Getting online with this fellow, bad decision. Getting in a car with him, bad decision. Mile 1, you can take it back. Mile 300, thank God you did." And yeah, there might be some temporary anger involved as we as parents, I mean, it's like heart-stopping to think about your own child in that predicament. But we love you enough that there's never a bad decision that we don't want you to come forward and fix. So that was the statement in the session. And I was working with the NCSA crew, and we had all these press things ahead and a schedule to keep. And this young lady came over to me. It's actually making me feel kind of like misty. So it's your fault, Russ and Janet. So this young lady came up to me, and the head of PR for NCSA gave me the gift of space and privacy. She kind of held back our timed reporters, and this young woman came up and she said, "Mrs. Dennedy, did you mean what you said about loving me?" And just, a little yay hi. And I said, "Yes, you are our future president. You are my future boss. Maybe you're my daughter's best friend one day. I'm doing this, all of this, for you." And she said, "Well, I have a secret. And I do a lot of safety and cyber and work with Interpol on a lot of really dark and awful things. So I was really worried about what she was going to say to me and what her secret was, whether there's violence at home or she'd been extorted or whatever." And she says to me, "I want to be an astronaut." I said, "Why is that a secret?" "Well, in South Central LA, your personal brand is not supposed to be a girl who's interested in math. And so people would harass her and steal her books and be violent towards her just walking home from this charter school as someone who is uppity and trying to, be above her station in life." So I said to her, "You look like a bad girl." And she said, "What?" And I said, "How about we get detention for you? And we work with your principal, and we have some of the teachers who I know stay after school, and you can tell all your friends that you are in detention, and we're going to work on some math." And she thought I had never even thought of this creative solution to a physical privacy branding problem that had a solution if she reached out and asked someone who did love her And I tell you what, this is years ago now, and the story in that young girl moved me so much. And the cool thing is, at the time, I was living next door to one of these great engineers in the Bay Area from NASA, and I convinced him to fly down there to that school in South Central LA. So she got to meet one of the key coders on the Mars rover just by disclosing a secret. So privacy is as much about what we share and who we trust and how we brand ourselves. So way off topic, but it's Russ's fault. And thanks to the NCSA for making that moment happen. That said, the Internet of Me, 5 things. So 5 quick tips. Do I have a timing thing? Oh, I got 5 minutes left, so tip a minute here. Tip number 1, consider data you must provide to get what you want. Think about what that company needs to improve their services and products. Do they need that? Is there a way, when you're clicking on that person, that you can say, I don't want my contact list, I want to turn off my camera, I don't want location service, etc. Have that consideration in mind. Manage the data. Actively, that is a verb, manage. Put something in your calendar that pops up and reminds you to check your settings. Privacy and security settings might be under security, privacy, or general, or legal terms. Check them, set them on a regular basis, and it's kind of like a Monty Python moment, like bring out your dead. Now I know how old you guys are, thank you. But we bring out our devices in the Dennedy household and we check our settings on a frequent basis. So make a calendar, have an event, have a little reward system for your family and your teams. Be skeptical of online surveys and clickbait. So sometimes the 5 greatest pictures of Kim Kardashian might come with malware. Think about these services and make sure that they are serving you rather than you being served up. When you're clicking on things within emails and such, don't be afraid to go to the actual website of the purported company and take the survey from there. It's as easy as that. Investigate free offers. Sometimes free, not so free. So think about things like this free bottle of vitamins. I actually got stuck on this one. I am in a perpetual trying to lose 10 pounds. If I had lost the 10 pounds I've been talking about losing, I would be negative 10,000 pounds now. So I clicked on this magical vitamin and of course gave my credit card just to hold it in case I wanted a subscription. Oh my God, let me tell you what, 6 months later and a speakerphone and a law degree, and I finally got off this freaking mailing list. So I'm human. And then think about when you're downloading other free stuff. So photos, movies, other things that might be free and dodgy might be dodgier than you think. So really stop and think. I'm not asking the world to know everything about their data. But imagine if we stopped for just a moment and pictured ourselves as having a brand, as thinking about our situational self-awareness. Do you want to be an astronaut? How would I make that so? What information? Who would I go to trust and ask for what I need? We're not alone in this. So if we just stop for a moment, think about what information we are sharing, what information we want to share, and how do we really want to manipulate the world around us. Let's break it down into incremental pieces that we can actually do so that we don't become so overwhelmed with what we can't do that we stop innovating. Thank you very much for having me for Data Privacy Day, and stay safe out there, everybody. It's worth it.